Welcome to the 3G Fitness Podcast,
where three generations of trainers come together to discuss all things fitness related.
Join us as we share insights, tips, and stories from our diverse experiences as we unravel the secrets of staying fit. All right, guys, welcome everybody to the 3Gs Podcast with your hosts, Coach Kyle.
I'm Coach Cisco.
Coach Michael.
Yes, sir. And today we are going to talk about foam rolling. What it is, the importance of it, all that good stuff, okay? Now, what is a foam roller? Boom.
For the visually watching.
Yes, this is a foam roller, okay? There's different types of foam rollers. This has the ridges. The ones that you would find are probably longer. What is it, like 6 foot, 5 foot stuff? But basically, a foam roller is a self-massaging tool, right? It's a self-myofascial release tool. Now, what that does is it helps break up the adhesions in your muscles, you know, if you're tight. How do you guys use foam rollers? What do you guys feel about foam rollers?
All the time now.
Well, yeah. I use it now. You know, I didn't before.
Yeah. When do you use it?
When?
Yeah.
When I'm at the gym and I'm getting ready to do squats or if I'm going to be ready to work, you know.
Okay, so before you work out.
Yeah, before I work out. Because the one thing I know, it gets the blood flowing.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
You know, so I try to get my blood flowing and stuff as well as try to loosen up my muscles.
Yes.
And it does work.
It does. It does help promote blood flow.
The oddest thing is, you know, back in the 80s, in early 90s, we didn't have foam rollers.
That's what I was about to say. You know, foam rollers did not become popular until the 90s.
Right. You know, so I didn't really see foam rollers until probably now in the late 90s. You know, when I was going through NASM, then I got introduced to foam rolling. And I was a little bit, you know, skeptical about it.
Yeah. I didn't really start off using foam rollers either myself, but it wasn't until I was getting injuries here and there that, you know, I kind of dove down the rabbit hole of like different myofascial techniques, you know. So I actually foam roll after I work out more than before I work out.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only because I feel like it really helps kickstart that recovery process, right? So when your muscles are tight, it helps break up the muscle adhesions and it starts promoting the blood flow so it can recover.
I've seen some of your clients foam rolling after they were done.
Oh, absolutely. I tell them that's like an automatic because it just helps with, like, you know, I feel like the recovery process is so neglected when it comes to like the gym stuff, right? So it's just another importance that I try to have them start thinking about, really.
I think it helps out a lot with recovery.
For sure.
And it's one of those things. I'm the same way with you. I do static stretching before I work out, just very light. Then at the end of my workout, I probably spend about a good 10 minutes foam rolling or anything like that.
Exactly.
And I like that. Like Michael Jacob Felcher over here did not know much about this.
Not the government name.
Because he's also, well, no, I was looking up to it. The first time I got introduced to it was my like junior year in high school, so like in 2004, and that was like brand new to me, you know. And I rolled out my calves, and that hurt. I was just like, I did not like this or anything like that.
It can be painful for sure.
And I'm pretty sure when you saw and heard about it, Michael, it was more on like a physical therapy use too.
I thought it was.
Yeah, because I think that's how it was mainly introduced in the beginning, was more for therapeutic work, you know. And a lot of
It makes sense.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't start using it, you know. What's that word? That's regular. Well, regularly. We didn't start using it regularly until I would probably say the early 2000s, right? So I think it's one of those where it's super important. It does help out with recovery, but it does also help out with the pre-warm-up too.
Pre-warm-up, I even actually use it sometimes in between my sets.
Really?
Just to keep me warm and mobile.
And then, Mike, I like always asking you these things because this is kind of like more what you would consider a newer tool compared to your day of training, right?
Yeah, it is. It's more of a newer muscle relaxer, and you know, get the blood. I like it gets the blood flowing, and
You
know,
feel the difference after.
yeah.
You use
When
it
I'm
for sure,
you know, getting ready to squat or deadlift or stuff like that, you know, I like to foam roll on my legs and my calves and stuff like that, and I like to go hard, you know, and I try to get the blood flowing. It's a really good, simple, good tool.
Yeah, it makes you feel loose. Now, do you guys know the science behind how that works?
The science, how I like understood it, was it works on your fascia, right? Your and so the fascia and is, from what my understanding, you can correct me because I know I haven't read the book in over 15 years, but it's just pretty much your first layer that covers your muscles.
First layer is the nerves and stuff like that. Am I right or wrong? I mean, am I right or
Yeah,
wrong?
it does target the fascia,
Okay.
but how it works exactly. So your muscles have something called your Golgi tendon organs. It's kind of closer to the tendons, and what that does is it senses pressure, right? So if it senses a lot of pressure, what I tell my clients is that if you add more pressure to a muscle that already has a lot of pressure or a lot of tension to begin with, that Golgi tendon organ is gonna send nerve signals to the brain telling it to shut that muscle down as a defense mechanism to make sure that you don't get injured from the too much pressure on the muscle.
Is that like a knot, pretty much? A muscle knot?
Muscle knots are different. I mean, I just talked about like exactly how it shuts it down, but the muscle knots are definitely with the fascia.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you were to pull say you pull a hamstring, okay, through recovery, would a foam roller be good for that?
On a pulled muscle?
On a
I
strained
would
muscle,
say
pull
it depends
muscle?
on the severity.
Yeah.
You know,
It wouldn't.
if it's too tender to the touch, then I wouldn't advise a foam roller. But if it starts to be on the recovering side, then I would say use this to kind of like bring you back to 100%.
And that's what you know that right there. When a muscle's too tender, definitely be cautious on what you're putting on or putting pressure on, because you don't want to cause overstimulation, which may cause an injury.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So when it comes to the foam rolling, how I usually explain it with my clients too, as well, is like I just usually like to tell people, because more often than not, we are introducing this to them for the first time. They've never seen something or anything like that. So I always like to be like, well, look, let's start off very simple. Let's just roll up and down 10 times and see where your tolerance level is at. From there, we can kind of distinguish their threshold. And now we can be like, all right, look, when you're rolling your calves out, kind of when you got to this point of your calf, this is where it hurt the most. That's probably the area that we need to focus on.
Yeah, that's what I tell people.
So-
It's like
so
you're kind
starting-
of scanning that body area. To
Starting
see.
off with a smooth foam roller would probably be the
I
way
would
to
say,
go.
Yes,
for sure,
yeah.
for
What-
sure.
what
This is
kind-
a
Because it can be
knotted
painful,
one.
dude. It can be
This-
painful. Adding pressure to a muscle that's already tense.
So,
like that.
so this is a pretty extreme
Yeah.
foam roller. I would probably say this is a very progressive foam roller.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
there's a lot of schemes in it and whatnot. So,
ridges to kind of get in too deep. You know, this is actually a vibrating one too.
wow, Kyle, now we know why you like to be around here every Saturday night. So
It's vibrating?
It vibrates.
Yeah.
Look at that. Touch it.
So it just adds, it adds that extra, what is that, percussive therapy, kind of like the guns, you know?
Damn, no wonder the ladies
it
love
really
you, bro.
gets the blood flowing. Hey, man.
Jeez, man.
I didn't even
So
know
I didn't
that.
even know it
Hit me up for a foam rolling session.
So yeah, you guys hit
I didn't know they had vibrating foam rollers.
I did.
Yeah, man.
Yo, damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's a new one on me, man. Hey,
Hey.
okay.
So this is really
Get
good.
with the
then.
times.
Yeah, man, sign me up, baby,
Yeah.
dude. But it's just I wouldn't going back to it. I would go back to
They're all
the
shook
regular.
right now.
I would go back on the regular one to start off and then build up to
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
man.
exactly,
It's just like,
exactly.
wow, that's awesome. I
Yeah.
didn't even know this thing vibrated. It's
Yeah.
really well. If you
But
don't mind me
there-
asking, how much does this normally go for?
I don't remember,
This
but you can get
vibrating
it from
one?
Amazon. You can get it from
Yeah.
Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is
Yeah.
usually foam rollers are not that expensive at all, and they're usually smooth.
They're not like the basic ones is like $20. You can probably get.
Yeah,
it
that's
for
a vibrating
20,
one.
25.
Yeah.
maybe like 50, 60. I don't
Oh,
know,
because you got a
something
little
like that.
mechanism inside,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Come on.
exactly.
Well, no,
you
because
know.
like I said, it's one of those things. Going back, you've probably been foam rolling for a long period of time.
For a while now,
So
yeah,
for
for sure.
Kyle specifically, a smooth one is probably not going to be as beneficial as this sturdy
Yeah, this one
black
really gets-
vibrating one. So,
yeah,
but it's like I said, it's just like I said, progressing it and whatnot with the ridges, you are able to kind of go more in like deeper
Yeah,
areas
right,
of the
right.
muscle.
And there's
Let
even
me
the
feel
extreme
that
ones.
One more
There's-
time, man. Let me feel that one more time. This is new to me.
This is new to you, huh? You got to.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the way he jumped.
Yeah,
But there are some even extreme ones. So like if you get to the point where this doesn't even feel like anything, there's some PVC pipes that you can get. Ooh, that'll really get some deep tissue work. And yeah, for real.
And then going back to the kind of the basics and the foundation, like how you've been mentioning too, it kind of hits your first layer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always tell this to a lot of clients too when you're foam rolling. If you've never gotten a massage before, this is probably a good way to kind of indicate, you know, how well your body can tolerate this kind of release, you know, because
Yeah,
this is not this is not easy to deal with. It is painful. Certain areas are painful. You know, you have your IT band, which is the side of your leg, which I will always fight and argue and say that is the most painful area to foam roll.
I would say that and your lats.
And your lats.
Directly on that lat, yeah.
And that's one of those things when you got to get the right structure on how to do a lot of these things. Start off with something small that you can tolerate and then kind of build up to it. And then once you kind of, you know, even if you want to go further than this is where I think the progression of getting a deep tissue massage. You know, I know you said
I agree.
You know someone personally that's a great, you know, masseuse.
My mom.
His mom.
If you're an OC, she's a sports massage therapist. She's really good.
And she's really good. And now that's when you're really kind of getting down. And all of this is just helping your body recover quicker too. The body recovers quicker. The muscles develop quicker. You start getting your gains even better.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah. But the good part about this too is like, because obviously deep tissue massages can be expensive. This is like a very cost-effective way of kind of doing your own self-myofascial release.
And roughly about how often would you recommend someone to foam roll on a weekly basis and for how long?
Oh, dude, I tell my clients to foam roll after every workout.
Every workout, right?
After every workout, at the very least. Now, again, you can foam roll in between your sessions if you want to. If you're feeling particularly tight that day, you know, you can do it before you work out as a warm up, like Mike does. But I feel like just the more you use this thing, the better your body's gonna feel.
No, it's true. I mean, like I said, I was off camera. We were talking about foam rolling. I felt that I started getting stronger personally when I started incorporating foam rolling into my life 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I said, I never knew what a foam roller was until the later stages of my high school, and I didn't like it. I was like, this hurt. I don't see any benefits to it. It's just wasting, 10 minutes of me. But then when I started slowing down my workout process, incorporating this, incorporating recovery, all of a sudden, now my strength started going up too.
Yeah.
So I always tell like bodybuilders, power lifters, your advanced lifters.
Anyone that's tight.
Yes, this is going to be good for you. It's going to just benefit you or anything like that.
Right. But I do want to go back to that technique part. So you said like it does hurt. It for sure does, right? But there's specific techniques that you want to do. For example, when you're foam rolling, right, there are going to be points where you feel that very tender area, right?
Yes.
You want to put just enough pressure to where, okay, so it's too much pressure if you're digging into it and your body's very tense, right? Because the whole point of this is to relax into it. And if you can't relax into it, then ease up the pressure a little bit to where you can handle the pressure and just kind of focus on your breathing. Because then it's counterproductive if you're digging into it, but you're staying flexed the entire time, right? Like you have to kind of just let yourself relax into the foam roller.
Yeah. Like I said, it's more rolling up and down, find that pressure point. And then, so it's funny, I say the same thing. Once you find that pressure point, hold it there for about 10 to 15 seconds because it's obviously going to hurt. So once you hold it there for 10 to 15 seconds, then kind of ease off into it and slowly build up to kind of holding that even longer. So on your first day, you're not going to hold that for 30 seconds. That's going to be too painful. So just start off at small increments. All right. That's your point. Let's just hold it for 10 seconds.
Right.
And same thing. Breathe in through the nose.
Breathe out through the mouth. Yeah. And again, you're scanning through the body to see where those tender areas are, which if you find them, that's the areas that you want to focus on.
Yeah. And now you, Michael.
Then
I know you've been staring at it the whole time. You want to touch it again? You
No,
want to feel the vibration again?
but my point, man, I remember I didn't even know. I used to see them, and I didn't even know what they were. I had no idea. And then I took the NASM course, and then I actually found out, oh, that's what it is. It's a foam roller, But I never really used them that much.
Yeah.
I don't use them much now. But since I've had some issues with the lower back, I started doing the foam roller with the lower back.
Ooh, so actually,
You shouldn't.
yes.
Man, what?
With foam rolling, you actually want to avoid foam rolling your lower back
Directly
because your lower back doesn't have much structures to support that pressure, so it can be too much on that. What is that? Your lumbar spine.
Yeah.
So ideally, there's a foam roller that we have at our gym that would be better for the low back, and it's like the two ridges ones where it's like there's a hole in the middle
To kind of allow your spine to align with
exactly.
it.
Okay.
Yes, so it doesn't go directly onto the spine.
Yeah. So you don't necessarily. So you don't want to get a foam roller.
Yeah, but everywhere else you're good. It's just the low back.
For your back, perfect example. Might as well use you as the example right now. For your back, the best place to start will probably be your shoulder blades up here, roll all the way down, maybe to like the bottom of your rib cage, but don't go beneath it. Because if you notice when you go beneath your rib cage, you have nothing right here. It's just like, and then now you're putting too much pressure on the spine, and your lower back can actually cause issues. So your best thing to do for something like that is not just probably roll into that, but maybe find something where you can like do an extension and just hold a stretch, but not roll. I wouldn't recommend that or anything
I
like
thought
that.
I was gonna be able to get me a vibrating one.
Oh, you can't. You know what? We'll get you one.
We'll get you one. We'll get
We
you one
got you.
specifically. Some tells me you're the type that likes that.
Yeah.
So, but for your lower back, this would be good to stretch out, foam roll your glutes, your
okay.
Your
your
legs,
piriformis, and your hamstrings.
back.
That's gonna help release tension in your lower back, and I guarantee you're definitely gonna see a big difference on it. And that's the beauty of it. You know, here the young bucks are kind of like informing you on some of these things, right? You know, it's the generational gap that we have.
There
We
you
always
go.
want to bridge
That's
the
it.
gap because
That's it.
fitness is going to be evolving. You know, who knows, in like 40 years, Kyle's going to be talking about foam rolling, and then now they got another device that vibrates and hits the muscle differently. You know, it's like
No, but for real though, there are so many different like
by that time-
myofascial
hey,
tools.
By that time, we'll be having a device that shocks you.
yes.
No, I mean maybe, but yeah, there's so many different myofascial tools. I have a bunch, dude. If we talk about what's in our gym bags next,
Oh man, we should definitely go into each other's gym bags and see.
yeah, because I have so many different myofascial tools for sure, 100%.
And it's crazy because I do believe when you just get started at a gym, you don't think about doing this. So first time goers or anything like that, you guys are just thinking about working out and maybe holding static stretches where it's like, all right, cool. This is something that would definitely be something that every
That's a
beginner
good point right there.
needs.
Static stretches.
Yeah.
So I tell my clients to foam roll and then static stretch. I always pair them up together. Why? Because foam rolling after a workout, right? Your muscle is tense, your muscle is tight. Foam rolling helps kind of relax it a little bit, right? Kind of make it more malleable. And then you can hit it with stretching to
And it allows you to stretch even further.
to lengthen it back to its original state, or at
Yeah.
least closer to its original state.
So-
So, foam rolling and stretching is two main things that I have people do after workouts for sure.
Yeah, like I said, and it's going to increase mobility, flexibility. Like I said, this
Yeah.
is something important for us.
Like
lifters.
stretch, you
Yeah.
know. I stretch, you know. Don't do much foam rolling, but I do
What
stretch.
I
Try
would
it out though,
recommend,
because
you
if you
should.
do, you'll probably realize that you can get in a deeper stretch.
And one thing too, power lifters. I always recommend power lifters stretch out your lats. You have no idea, man. For benching, it's gonna be so much beneficial for you because one of the things too is that our lats are tight. We use our lats for benching, and we don't realize that that's actually hindering us in our performance. So as a power lifter, man, I would advise you, Michael, Jacob, Felcher, to start foam rolling these lats. No, because I just that you know your shoulders give you issue or anything like that. This will help you better with your performance and things like that.
Well, Francisco, I definitely
Shoulders would be lacrosse.
will go, well, I definitely will go with my lats and okay.
Well, I hope we educated you enough to teach you this.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that way, it's something like I said, you don't need a vibrating one, but if you want one, Kyle will talk to you on the side where he got his on the
Yeah,
black market.
yeah.
And then,
You know, if you're curious, hit up your local trainers or hit us up, ask us any questions. But, you know, to summarize, this is a very cost-effective way to focus on your recovery. You know, you can get it for like $20, $30 off whatever, Target, Amazon, whatever it is.
one-time payment that you just keep reusing.
Exactly.
Just be
Exactly.
consistent with using it because, like I said, consistency is probably our main word that we use in every other episode. And consistency with this is definitely going to help you guys out with recovery.
Yes, sir.
So,
So that was a quick little episode on foam rolling. Hope you guys like that.
I learned a lot.
I was about to say, I hope we got to you, Mike. I hope.
Yeah.
If you learned a lot about it, let us
That's
know.
a lot. That's a
Feedback.
lot. There's a lot about can't teach your old dog new tricks.
Well, hopefully this trick got caught.
That
For
this
real.
trick got
I
caught.
hope I see you foam rolling more. Anyways,
You guys
like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Coach Kyle.
I'm Coach Cisco.
I'm Coach Michael.
We'll catch you on the next one.